Hi everyone. Today's lesson in A Course in Miracles is basically a very fundamental lesson that tells to you what the purpose of the world is for you and what your true function is here on earth. And it's lesson 64 in A Course in Miracles entitled Let Me Not Forget My Function. Which I love because, as he so aptly points out in this course, he says, listen, the purpose of the world is to make you forget your function, and to give you a justification for holding on to your grievances, to provide you with a justification to not forgive. But, as he also says in this course, your true function on earth is one of forgiveness. Because through forgiveness, you're restoring to you the memory of God, the memory of who you are, and only through forgiveness. What is A Course in Miracles? But a course in forgiveness. And all forgiveness is self forgiveness, right? You're not really forgiving anything out there. It may look like you're forgiving anything out there, but truly, all forgiveness is forgiveness of your own grievances. Because everything that you see out there is set up for you. It's a setup, right? To forgive the grievance that you hold against your Creator. Remember that forgiveness doesn't forgive what's real, it forgives illusions, right? It remembers that what you're forgiving, right, has not occurred, right? It recognizes, acknowledges that none of this is so, and that's why forgiveness is easy. And along with that goes the recognition that what? You're the cause of it, right? You're the cause uh, of that grievance. You're the cause of whatever's happening to you. So why wouldn't you forgive it if you're the cause of it? Right? But you always hell bent on projecting it out there. So and so did this to me. So and so said that to me. Why is this happening in my life? Of course, I got a justification for holding on to a grievance. Right? There is always going to be a justification. That's not the point. The point is, will you allow yourself to change that mindset? Will you allow yourself to get out of that habit of condemning and justifying your grievance and accusing, and instead letting something else occur? Because if you will, I guarantee you a whole new world opens up for you. Remember, this is a setup. What if you knew? This is my favorite line in A Course in Miracles. What if you knew that everything that's happening to you is designed by one whose only purpose is your good? Think about that for a second. This is all a setup. It's not real. Huh? This is not real. Right? You've been told many times there is no world in A Course in Miracles. Right? Okay? What you're seeing a projection of your own mind. Whatever is happening to you. Right? This is salvation's keynote. Whatever is happening to you, you ask for and receive as you've asked. And now it's up to you to decide, hey, I'm going to condemn myself some further, or I'm going to forgive myself. I'm going to break out of this habit of my justification for holding on to that grievance, and instead let my light shine upon the world through forgiveness. That's the purpose of today's lesson. What a beautiful, beautiful thought you are given in today's lesson. It's an invitation to step out in the universe, if you will, right? Because by opening up your mind and letting that memory of who you are resurface, you're being invited out in the universe, right? As long as you keep on holding on to these grievances within your mind, right? The white knuckling, we call it white knuckling, right? You you bind yourself to this little place of nothingness. And truly, it is nothingness because everything here will reflect your grievances back to you. Outside of that is the universe of love, right? And you're being invited out in the universe, and yet you hold on to the grievance, right? Because you're so determined that you're being done wrong. But that's impossible. It's impossible to be unjustly treated because you're the cause of it. You're not part of someone else's dream. This is your dream. So it's always welcome home, isn't it? It's always that invitation to come home. It's always the invitation to include more than you've been willing so far, right? To expand your awareness to include everything. So this is indeed an expansion of your awareness, right? To include what? Everything, not just, but it is an expansion, right? Uh, The awareness of a human being here on earth is very little. So we're allowing ourselves in a process to become more aware, right? And we do that by practicing these thoughts, by being willing to be wrong, by being willing to look again, by being willing to choose again and choose differently. Let me not forget my function. I hope you have a great, great day, wherever and whenever you are, and I'll see you everywhere.